In this lesson, we'll cover sprinkler pipe layouts. So we've already created sprinkler heads and we've already added those sprinklers to a piping system. Now the last step is to actually draw the piping layout. And you have two methods on how to do that. Manual, basically drawing your pipes and routing your pipes from sprinkler head to sprinkler head or to your mechanical equipment from the sprinkler heads. Or the second option is to allow Revit to lay out the pipes for you using the automatic method. Usually when you're laying out plumbing for sprinkler heads, it's pretty symmetrical. Straight lines, common path, common branches off of a main tree. So the automatic method is best suited for this type of design. In order to do this, we first need to select our sprinkler heads that we want to route piping for. So in my model, I'm going to zoom in so I can see the 6 sprinkler heads a little better. And then I'm going to drag a window from the left to the right, only surrounding the 6 sprinkler heads. If you accidentally pick more items, you can use the filter icon in the upper right part of your ribbon to filter out those elements. Or you could always hold the control key and simply select each of the sprinklers. Now with these selected, what I'm going to do is use the auto-generate piping layout tool. On the ribbon in the layout panel, you have Generate Layout. Go ahead and click Generate Layout. This will then present the actual solution bar plus some settings for designing and laying out this piping system. For slope, I'm going to turn the slope value off. In other words, I'll set it to 0%. Now I have multiple options on the options bar of how this design can be laid out. Right now, the solution is set to network. But if I change it to perimeter, I now have a perimeter design. And you have 5 options of the perimeter design. And I can hit the next button, cycling through all of those options. I can also look at intersections. I have 2 options for intersection. And I'm going to go back to network, because network actually had the best solution for what we're looking at. The settings button all the way on the right, or your option bar, contains the setting for the actual main branch of the actual plumbing system, and also the secondary branches, or the limbs that come out from the main branch or the trunk. This is setting the pipe type and also the offset value. Click OK on the pipe conversion settings. So basically at this point, we've already selected our sprinkler heads. We've already routed this based on the solution that Revit provided for us. We could add more elements if we had more sprinklers to add, or we could remove some of these from the system. But right now, the only thing left to do is click Finish Layout. Now, one thing to note, if you did want to manually modify this layout, you could click Edit Layout in the upper left part of your ribbon. However, we're finished laying this out, and this is the solution that I want to use, so click Finish Layout. Revit will then route the pipes with the appropriate fittings, elbows, T's, and other elements into your piping system. If I zoom in a little closer in the piping system, I can actually see those connections. Changing the detail to a more fine detail will display this information if I zoom in. Or I can define this just as a coarse individual lines, depending on the layout and look that you want for this view. Now, to see the information of the piping system itself, simply click on one element of the piping system. You'll display the properties in the left in the property area. And then if you click Edit Type, you can actually see the type settings. And here I can verify or look at my routing preferences. So to the right of routing preferences, click Edit. These are all the settings for the elbows, the junctions, the T's, the unions, and other elements within your piping system. This is where you can set all of those different criteria. Just click Cancel and cancel again. And if anything is selected, just select in the background to deselect elements. So as a review, in this lesson, we looked at creating sprinkler pipe layouts. We use the automatic method to generate our piping layout from the sprinklers that we pre-selected. Typically, sprinkler piping layouts are symmetrical, so the automatic method worked really well. Once we selected the actual sprinklers, we chose to generate a solution, and Revit presented us with various solutions on how to lay out these pipes. We looked at those solutions and then chose the best one for this scenario. Once we selected that, we chose to create the piping system. And then once the actual piping system was created, we looked at the actual settings of the piping system to see what the variables were and the different fixtures for our elbows, our T's, our unions, and other elements within the piping system.